Hey guys, I am Game Advisor, and in this video we'll be going over 10 tips that I wish I knew in Sons of the Forest. Now, first on this list is something that everybody has been asking about and they've just been wanting to know how to get it. And that is, how do you actually get the shovel? Now, do be warned, if you don't want to know where to get that item, go ahead and skip ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and explain it for you. First off, you will need the rebreather and the rope gun, which if you don't know how to get, you should go ahead and check out our video that will be coming out here very soon that explains where to get all the important items. If you do have those, however, you're going to want to head to this cave here, but make sure you are prepared. There are a ton of mutants and other dangerous things inside, so you'll want to have plenty of ammunition and be prepared to fight off a massive amount of mutants. Once you do get to the end of the cave though, you'll find the shovel sitting right next to this construction worker. Next is that batteries will actually auto-insert into your flashlight when the time runs out on the charge. So whether you want this to happen or not, just be prepared for it, as if your battery does die on your flashlight, you will automatically replace it. Keep in mind that if you don't know what the battery life is on your flashlight, you simply need to look onto the side of it in order to see how much life is left. Following that is that you should always try to sleep before you eat or drink any food in order to save on food and water overall. This is because when you sleep, you will actually consume the same amount of food and water you would have if you were awake during that whole time period. So if you're close to empty on food and water, just go ahead and sleep. That way you're not wasting any of it, and you can go ahead and fill up when you wake up. Keep in mind that running out of food and water doesn't actually kill you in this game, so there's no reason to waste your resources. Fourth on this list is one that most of the OG Forest players will already know, and that's that you can actually break electronics such as computers and TVs in order to get circuit boards. There's not a whole lot to this, but a lot of people seem to not know how to get them, and that's how you get it. Alrighty, we're halfway there with number 5, and that is that dying just makes you get captured and doesn't actually really cause any major negative effects. So don't stress too much about dying, as it won't really hurt you. And I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but it's true. Dying doesn't really hurt you in any major significant way other than making you run back and get your backpack. Coming in at number 6 is that Kelvin won't farm for you while you're sleeping, so don't worry about giving him orders and then going to sleep thinking that it will speed up the rate at which he farms for you, since you'll be sleeping anyways. As a little bonus tip here, you can actually tell Kelvin to fill up a storage bin and he will just keep grinding until that bin is full, so make sure to make plenty of them before you go out on your adventures. Number 7 is actually what we think is a bit of an exploit, so don't use it if you don't want to, as it will probably be patched in the future, but at the current time of recording this video, in multiplayer lobbies, you can actually have everybody in your party skin something as long as the last person starts by the time the first person finishes. This means that while you're skinning things like mutants in caves, or you're skinning an animal in the open world, you can basically double, triple, or even get up to 8 times the resources if you have 8 players that are in there with you. Next is that you can jump up cliffs by spamming spacebar. This is a great way to get around the map, but this does have its limitations, as some places are still inaccessible with it. For the most part though, this pretty much works almost everywhere in the open world, so make sure to abuse it, just use it at your own risk, because if you fall, we're not going to be liable for it. Coming in at number 9 is that you want to make sure to always check every single camp and then double check every single loot spot that you come by, as there are special items like the stun baton and a better axe that are not directly marked on your map for you, so they are very, very easy to miss. I know personally we would have missed the stun baton if we didn't go back a second time, so make sure you're doing that. Finally is probably the biggest tip for players that are still new to Sons of the Forest, and that's that you can actually hold I, so whatever your inventory button is, to pull open your backpack, which acts as a sort of hotbar. This allows you to quickly access up to 2 large items such as an axe or a bow, 2 medium items such as a gun or maybe a mask, and then 4 small items such as some berries or some meds. This can easily save your life, as when you're in a cave trying to fight things, you don't always have time to open your inventory, go grab the item, make sure you equip it, and instead can just hold down I, you'll quickly rip out your backpack and select the item you want to use. Now, if you guys want to see more content like this and you want to see more content on Sons of the Forest, make sure to like and subscribe the video, as it makes a huge difference for us. But hey, if you didn't like it, feel free to dislike the video too. Otherwise, I want to give a big shout out to our Platinum Above channel members, which include Jonathan S., Caustic FBV, Gerald89, Jim Phillips, and AZ Blackbird. Thank you all so much for supporting our channel, whether that be being a channel member or just watching this video. I'm Game Advisor, and I'll see you next time.